This video will cover the settings related to the use of presets in Lightroom. So I'm going to select Lightroom and then Preferences. On the PC, that would be Edit and Preferences. And I'll move from the General tab over here to Presets. And let's look at the default developed settings first. You see Apply Auto Tone Adjustments is deselected. I think that's done by default. If you select it, Lightroom will automatically apply an auto tone adjustment to your image, and that's what you'll see when you look at the image in the preview window. You can always adjust the auto tone later yourself, and you can also always apply an auto tone later yourself. So it's really a personal preference whether you want this on or off. Now the second option, Apply Auto Mix when converting to black and white, I think by default this is turned on. And that means that when you convert to black and white, Lightroom will apply an auto mix to the conversion that once again you can change and alter and tweak on your own. So it's really a personal preference whether you want Lightroom to do this for you, or you can apply an auto mix later, or you can apply your own custom mix. There's not that much consequence either way you go on this. Now the next option, Make Default Specific to Camera Serial Number. Let me show you how that works. If I select this right now, I'm going to now leave the Preferences window and I'm going to go into my Develop module. If I select that and I select Develop Set Default Settings, you can see I can create a default setting that will not only be applied to a particular model of camera, in this case the Nikon D4, but a particular serial number. So if you're working with other people who have D4s and you want to differentiate a default setting between cameras, you will make that selection in the preference, and now that camera will be specifically targeted for whatever default setting you create here in the Develop module. So let me cancel that and go back under Preferences. And now the next option is in the same vein. We can make it default specific to a camera ISO setting. Now watch what happens when I go back to the Develop module, choose Set Default Settings. Now the speed rating at this point was ISO 800 for that particular shot. If I set up a new default setting based on this criteria, the camera, the model number, and that ISO, that means that when that particular criteria is met in Lightroom, the default settings that I will have set in Lightroom's Develop module will be applied. So it can be very useful if you have a camera that has a very high ISO that you know you're automatically going to be applying some noise reduction, for example. Okay, so let's go back over to our preferences, and if we want to reset all the default developed settings that we've created, including what I've just done there, you just select that. Now, as far as location goes, this is handy. This is a great way to find where your presets are stored. If you select Show Lightroom Presets folder, which I'll do now, it takes you to that actual folder in the operating system, whether you're on a PC or a Mac. And that's where you can see what presets you have, as well as where you can add new presets, because people are sharing presets all the time, especially developed presets. And it's always a question of where do I put those presets when I get them? This will take you right to the folder. And so this will take you right to the folder on your hard drive. Now, as far as storing presets with this catalog, by default, Lightroom is keeping the presets in a separate folder from the particular catalog that you're working on. You know you can work with different catalogs in Lightroom, and you can actually share catalogs among other people. By selecting Store Presets with this catalog, you're able then to transfer all those presets that you may have created in one catalog to another catalog that can then be shared by someone else on another version of Lightroom. Now, as far as Lightroom defaults, this is just a great way to restore various presets and templates back to the default settings. You can see most everything is covered here. If you've created color labels, presets that you want to just get back to the original factory color labels, you just select Restore Color Label Presets, and so on and so forth with the rest of the various restore options. So those are your various options under the Presets tab under the Preferences dialog window.